we doing? It's 10 o'clock. Why are we starting the show?
What an astonishing cliffhanger. Is that supposed to be like the Planet Scum version of a Marvel movie credit cookie? Dave coming out to the... we do it before the show instead of after? Is that the idea? And then we just cut to Dave sitting at his desk drinking a nice coffee? I mean, if so, I like it. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the George Lucas Talk Show. Now, don't get scared. The show hasn't started yet. This is just the audience warm-up, and people are saying it's going to be a hot show. It is going to be a happy hot show. I meant to say hot. I said happy by accent first, but let's make that a thing. Let's say it's going to be a happy hot show. Let's all say whoopee to a happy hot show. Happy Valentines Day, everybody. It's a perfect day to express your unrequited crush on Watto. Who here's ever been to a live TV show taping before? If you have, do the emoji. Pick a vegetable emoji. I'm going to give you room to express yourself. Pick any emoji of a vegetable. Now, I have some bad news for all you veg heads out there. The fact that you have been to a live TV show taping before means nothing, because we have changed the game here at the George Lucas Talk Show. Now, who here ever went to see the George Lucas Talk Show live at stage UCB? If you have, do an emoji of a fruit. And I ask that you refrain from a tomato emoji, because it'll get confusing as to whether you were saying you'd been to a live TV show taping or a George Lucas stage show. I don't want to get into a tomato debate right now. Well, I have some bad news for all you fruit heads out there. Irrelevant, because we reinvented the format. We changed the game. This is a live stream talk show that is very normal, with a very thin premise that retired filmmaker George Lucas has taken his billions and decided to self-finance his own very normal talk show, which we talk to famous people about their career. And Star Wars barely comes up. Let's check out the hashtag, because this is how you show your support. You can type things in the chat, but if you want to show your support, you're hooting, you're hollering, you're laughing, you got to do it on social media. Patrick, what?
Nothing. I accidentally came in. But read the hashtags, Watto.
Okay, cool. I don't need you to tell me to read the hashtags. I'm a professional. Why don't you go out? Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Hashtag Amerab Kangra Huebel. Hashtag Medicalrisian Police. Hashtag Inconsiderate Cell Phone Mandalorian. Hashtag I Love You Mandalorian. Hashtag Hugh Mandalorian Giant. Hashtag Drive Shuriken Graffiti. Hashtag Burning Love is Forbidden for a Jedi. Well, the whole page was Rob Huebel.
Watto, there's more, Watto. There's more.
What? You forgot the Amy hashtag.
Yeah, no, we have a second page. Hang on one sec.
Hashtag Do You Want to See a Dead Body Root? Hashtag Industrial Light in Orbit. Hashtag Star Descendant Troyer. Hashtag Children's Hospital Alderaan. Hashtag Phone Sex Chewbacca. Hashtag John Calabasas. Patrick, get back in here.
Hey,
You did 2 pages and you forgot to make even one hashtag for Amy.
Watto, I have a third page, Watto.
Hashtag American Graf Nicholson. Graphicolson. Hashtag
Grafficolson.
Hey, shut up. Hashtag LA and the Weekly. Hashtag Undroopy McSport. Hashtag MAT ATV news.
Yeah.
I don't need your editorializing here. I don't need your approval. Hashtag Variety Skywalker. Patrick,
Yeah.
I know I usually begin this show by raking you over the coals
Yeah.
for your increasingly sweaty hashtag writing.
Thank you.
I think after giving me 3 pages of that to read, I have nothing to say but good job.
Thank you so much. Can we start the show?
Yeah, no, start the show.
George Lucas.
Hello, I'm George Lucas, creator of Star Wars. Welcome to the George Lucas Talk Show. Hello, Watto. How are
Hello,
you?
I am Watto, the sidekick / warm-up comic / announcer, and I messed up the order because I forgot that I now like to end with sidekick and do this. I'm doing well. How are you doing, George?
I don't blame you for being a little bit flustered because it's not every week that that you are a punchline on Weekend Update.
Okay. I mean, George, we have been doing late night comedy for years now. We were doing the math.
Right.
I believe I joined the George Lucas Talk Show just about 5 years ago now, if not 6 years ago. So five. It was five. It was early 16. I have made no secret of the fact that in that time, every year, I submit a tape for SNL, I submit a packet for SNL, and every week I fax update jokes into SNL.
That's right. Was this one of yours? Or was this a joke?
No!
Oh.
Oh, so they don't want to buy the joke from Watto, but they want to make the joke at Watto's expense.
Well, here, I think it's a sign. I think it's a sign that we're on the radar because I mean, they do such I mean, it's a classic. SNL is a classic show, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, I went to the party for the SNL 40. It's an important part of the culture. Without SNL, you wouldn't have Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Of course.
However, I think they probably at this point, I think when we were a monthly show on a Friday night, I think SNL was aware of us. Obviously, we had many SNL cast members on the show,
but they did not view us as competition. Perhaps.
But I think now the fact that they do such a short show compared to ours,
yes,
they do a brief. It's not even half an Irishman that they
not
do.
even, and also our show is more live than theirs. We have almost no pre-tapes.
Yeah.
The only pre-tape segments on our show are Patrick.
Right. Also, we don't like stand next to each other on a stage real close at the end every week.
We kind of pointedly don't do that.
Yeah, we really don't do that. And I think it's kind of weird that they do that.
We should end. Can we start ending the shows by waving, though?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah, in separate rooms with masks off. Do our guests, Patrick, know what they need to do?
I think you should let them know, Watto.
Look, I would love to introduce the guests. I would love to get this show started. It would be my great privilege and pleasure to announce these guests onto the show. But I can't do it. My hands are tied. You're not going to ask why, Patrick?
Why are they tied? What can our guests do to fix that, Watto?
Well, the problem is I can't introduce them because their introductions haven't been written yet.
Yeah.
You're not going to ask why, Patrick?
Watto, why?
Because on these guests, we let the guests write their own introductions. Watto reads them verbatim. Patrick, you are not a very inquisitive person, are you?
Watto, how can they write? Tell them where they can write their own introductions.
In the private chat, of course.
Yeah, so if you guys want to write your intros in the private chat, they can be funny, they can be serious, and Watto will read them verbatim. So whatever you want to put in there, Watto will read it.
Patrick, there's a third option you forgot.
Yeah, Patrick.
Funny, serious? Or a little bit of funny, or a little bit of serious.
Yeah.
Like Avalon, the movie by
Barry
Levinson.
Yes.
Barry Levinson. Oh, I said Sonnenfeld again.
Yes, your intro can be funny, serious, or a little bit funny and a little bit serious, like Barry Levinson sounds out.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if someone did one that was a little bit sincere, a little bit sentimental.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could do one that's scathingly satirical.
Yes, that's
prisoners.
Right. That's sort of more Barry Levinson's Man of the Year, and I feel like if you're talking about
Watto, you know what the Man of the Year does in that movie?
A talk show.
He goes on Weekend Update.
He goes.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say he takes a nap.
He takes a nap and eats a snack. Let's come up with the three options while our guests are typing out their intros. So a little bit funny, a little bit serious, Barry Levinson's Avalon.
Yeah.
Scathingly satirical, Barry Levinson's Man of the Year. A little bit sincere, a little bit sarcastic. I'd say that's probably Barry Levinson's Tin Man, right?
Sure.
It's like Tin Man, or maybe Rain Man falls into that as well.
Yeah. What about Deathly Sincere?
What, toys?
Yeah. Okay, we have one intro.
We got one intro. We got two intros. They came in.
Oh, these are great. These are paragraph-long intros. I love it.
Perfect. We also love to encourage our guests to make the intros longer and longer every week. Folks, Grogurus and Grogras, I got some hot news to tell you. One, Rob Huebel is taking time out of his Valentine's Day to do this fucking show when he should be making love to his wife, who has agreed to have sex with him on this one day of the year. And two, Amy Nicholson is a very serious film critic who only writes serious things and once wrote a very serious book about how Tom Cruise is our greatest living actor seriously. Grogos and Groggers, please welcome on to the George Lucas Talk Show, Rob Huebel and Amy Nicholson!
Hi, guys.
Hello. How are y'all?
Hi.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes. How have you guys celebrated your Valentine's Day thus far?
I got high-speed internet.
Oh, yeah. No, I see that. You look great. We had it fixed. It looked good.
I don't know what's happening. It's all right.
It's going so fast. It's going so fast that you're not going to get clear images. It's going to be like there.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. No, this is fun.
I love stuff that goes really fast, Rob.
Yeah. It'll be good.
Yeah. We'll make it work. Amy, what about you?
I'm gonna be so disoriented by Howdy Doody Rob. It's gonna be really confusing. I love it. We're great. My boyfriend and I decided it would be romantic to wake up and do a boxing class today, just the two of us. So he was like, he's really trying to get me to be a good boxer and do the ones and twos. And I'm terrible. And he's a lot, yeah.
How long until you think you'll be a good boxer or a very good boxer?
At this rate, I have the nerve to box against him once every 4 months. So probably when I'm 70, I'll I'll be ready to like take on Michelle Rodriguez in Fast and Furious 95.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
You could do a girl fight reboot.
Yeah, I could. We were just talking about that.
About Emerald, yes. Bring her back to the ring.
Yeah.
What
about you guys? How was your Valentines? Or do you guys ask the questions?
No, you
can ask a question.
Yeah.
No, Melody and I had a quiet, romantic Valentine's Day, and then I had the time to do the show. I said, Melody, come on. I owe this to a lot of our audience is alone. We're their Valentine.
It's philanthropy.
Would you say that a lot of your audience is alone by choice?
It's a great question.
I would say, I'll just say this. I think a lot of our audience is alone because of, in some small way, because of how much they liked my work.
Yes. I'd say the second part of the equation is perhaps alone because of a pandemic they did not choose to make happen.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put that on our audience.
Right. I imagine they would have planned their life a little differently had they known they wouldn't have the choice in a few months, you know?
Right. They would have started dating someone late February of last year.
Should I leave and come back to try to fix my thing?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Yes.
All right.
This is a very Han Solo move. He's doing that because he knows structurally. And when we did 4, we said let's have Han leave, like he's not going to be part of the assault on the Death Star, and have him come back.
Yeah.
So it's a surprise. So Rob has a real Han Solo energy, so it doesn't surprise me that right away you'd want to make that move.
Now, what's a question we can only ask Amy while Rob is gone? Let's take advantage.
Is it like a dark secret about Rob? Like, are you going to ask me dark secrets about Rob when he can't
You've never met him, but you shared a very close mutual friend and collaborator between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who does nothing but tell us gossip about the other person nonstop.
So what's some hot?
Let's dish.
Do you have a Huebel project that you like or dislike that you would not want to share while he's not here?
You know, I was just thinking today how much I really love the movie I Love You, Man. But your I Love You, Mandalorian reminded me of that. Yeah. I think that movie is adorable, and I haven't rewatched it in probably 8 years, and I think I'm due for it. I miss the kind of Jason Segel, galumphing around, all of that. I miss that whole genre.
Yeah.
That feels like a very late 2000s, early 2010, like a very slim window there.
We didn't know how good we had it with the galumps. I feel like we took the cinematic galumps for granted because we thought we'd have them forever.
Yeah.
Little did we know.
Little did we know.
Yeah. Is there anything you'd add to I Love You, Man? If you could put your fingers in it, George Lucas, kind of polish it up a bit?
Yeah, just lots of little characters that are kind of like walking. I wouldn't change any of the shots. I'd just add more characters into what they already filmed.
I remember George and I went to see that together in theaters, and he said, God, the foreground of this movie is perfect, but the background does not have enough hijinks.
Yeah. Just need a lot of
look at all this negative space. Where you should have something pooping or something stepping in the other thing's poop. He just kept us. God, this foreground is so funny, but the background has no jokes.
Yeah. I love you, ma'am. I know. That's something, right?
Right. That's great.
Yeah.
Patrick, you asked that. Were you reading that from the comments?
No. Oh no, I didn't even see that.
Oh, okay, you just came up with it?
You said it as if you didn't think of it.
No, I thought of it, and then
take credit for yourself. Don't apologize for your ideas, Patrick.
You should have more confidence, Patrick. You got the hot hand this week. You've delivered 3 perfect pages of hashtags. You should have some confidence in yourself immediately.
Yeah. I would. If I had to change that, I would have it just be I love you, man. I love you too, man.
Sure. Okay. Amy, I'm sorry we didn't have as many hashtags for you. Is there anything that you would want us to make a hashtag out of?
We tried to go through your major bylines across your career.
Yeah. Well, my very first byline was I had a little piece in a book called Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul 4. Do you think there's anything you could do with that?
Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul for A New Hope.
You started with episode 4.
Yes, as one should.
Solid move.
In fact, I've never even read Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul 1, 2, or 3.
Wow, classic.
Here he is. How we looking?
Oh,
close.
A little better. A little better.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll live with it.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh no, you're doing
Sorry.
great.
I don't know.
You're back.
You look perfect now.
Okay. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I just want to say Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul, a Star Wars story. Go on.
Oh.
That's pretty good. Rob, did you have anything that we didn't get on your hashtags that you wish we had touched on?
Man, those were really that took some thought. That took a lot of thought. It took a lot of IMDb Googling. I love you. I love you. Mandalorian was really great.
Yeah.
But someone in the comment said, and someone in the chat said, we did lean a little on the Mandalorian, which inconsiderate cell phone Mandalorian was also
pretty good.
Deep cut, so good.
Yeah.
No, those are great. Those are all great. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for doing that.
Rob, I feel like you've had such a big career over the last 2 decades that people forget about inconsiderate cell phone man.
Yeah.
And on one hand, it is a testament to the body of work you produced since then that you were able to overcome one of the original viral characters. But on another hand, I think it's time for an inconsiderate cell phone man reappreciation. As a regular cinema goer back in the before times, I would say that it's the only pre-movie, pre-roll video that I never got tired of. That was still funny to me every single time.
Well, I really appreciate that. I can't tell if you're being sarcastic, but I'll try to take you at your word. You know what's crazy is that in all seriousness, the guy that directed that commercial, and for people that don't know what we're talking about, this was a commercial that I did like 20 years ago that they used to play before movies.
Every single goddamn movie.
This was the commercial to remind you to turn off your cell phone. And but so I think I got paid like nothing. I think I got paid like a few $1,000 or something.
But you got the merchandising rights, right?
I didn't think. No, that's a smart biz move. I didn't know that much about the biz at that point. This was literally one of the first things I ever did in New York, and it was a terrible deal, whatever. But the cool thing was it ran for like years and years and years and years.
Right.
And I would like walk down the street in New York City in a brown suit like that, going to other auditions, and people would be like, "Oh, fuck, inconsiderate cell phone man," So,
no, this is a perfect time to talk. Did you get that line? Did people yell that at you?
People would yell it, and I you know what if people like shit, I try not to. Sorry, should we not swear on the show? I don't know the rules. I always feel like if people like something or they think it's funny, then I'm not going to ruin it for them and say, "Oh, that was a long time ago," or "I don't give a shit," or like I whatever. I don't care. But the crazy thing is, what I was going to say is that the guy that directed that was Bennett Miller, who directed,
Foxcatcher
and like, a bunch of big Capote and all that. And so it was literally just a green screen. You're looking at it like it was a green screen like this. Yeah. It was just me on a green screen locked off, like talking on my phone. And Bennett, directed that.
Wow. Rob, the fact that first of all, who owns the IP? Do you have any idea who owns that character now?
Got the underlying rights. Was it SpawnCon for like a cell phone provider, or was it made by the theater chain?
It was made by a cell phone company that is no longer around, I think, called Singular with a C.
Singular Wireless. Yeah.
I had them.
I believe that Singular was acquired by AT&T, which then went on to acquire Warner's Media. So I believe Inconsiderate Cell Phone Man is now in the Warner Brothers library.
All right, so we can get this thing on HBO Max.
We can get it.
And
I mean, it's due for a reboot. Like, you can't even text on that phone. There's so many more annoying things you can do now.
Yes.
From the director of Foxcatcher and Capote, are you kidding me? And And I think we can. Here, I think we shoot big. I think we can get this thing on a Criterion Blu-ray.
Absolutely.
They've never
The
done it
original
before.
ad.
Yeah.
You're
Wait,
saying
can I do
book
the commentary track? I would love to do the
Yes.
commentary track. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Can you write an essay for the booklet as well, Amy?
Yes.
Do an essay for the
Absolutely. I will write 9,000 words, really analyzing each of your movements. I will do everything you need.
How many of those commercials, like, what do we think the running time would be for the complete inconsiderate cell phone man so far?
I mean, honestly, George, it was 2 30-second commercials, you know. So honestly, you would have to. I can't do the math in my head, but like, you know, to get 90 minutes of that, I mean, you know, that would be what 180 of those.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be 90 minutes. Criterion just released a set of Scorsese student films, so clearly they're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, we can put some other things on the Blu-ray because there'll be plenty of room for data. Also, we can get a 4K. I don't know what it was shot on, but we can really make sure that 60 seconds is great.
You put Foxcatcher as like a bonus feature.
Yeah, you put Foxcatcher on as a bonus.
I don't know that this is something that Bennett Miller even owns up to. You know, I bet I've never seen him since then. Like, he's never put me in a movie. I'm sure he's like, I might be dead to him, you know.
Well, we're going to hold his feet to the flame on this one.
I think it's probably because you nailed that character so distinctly that it's one of those things where it's like that is your Bennett Miller character. Like, he can't see you as anything else.
Right.
I do think let's get some fan art of what the Criterion Blu-ray will look like. Let's make it really great.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really great stuff.
Clean, minimalist.
But I also feel like Inconsiderate Cell Phone Man is due for a full, you know, like what they did with Wolverine, with Logan. Like I want to see where he is now and sort of see maybe the end of his story in a real fleshed out way. Because I don't feel like I hope I'm not overstepping here, but I don't think that guy lives too long.
Oh no, yeah. He definitely gets like stabbed or you know, someone gets so annoyed you know, with his inconsiderateness that they sneak up behind him and you know.
And let's face it, there's no way that guy wears a mask, right?
No.
Or he has it, but it's below the chin.
Yeah. He just
one
wears
of those
it.
guys. It's like you bought a mask, but you're not doing it right.
Right.
Yeah, but this is all a pivot point for his third act breakthrough. You know, where he realizes the error of his ways. Maybe he actually becomes a considerate cell phone man.
Amy, the hero's journey.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
You did it best, man. I'm just inspired by you.
It's a redemption story.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say, the more we're spitballing on this, and I really think we've struck a real vein here, but the more we're just sort of throwing the ball around in the room here, this story feels a little bit too big for one movie. This might have to be a series, right? It just feels like there's too much meat on the bone here. And I think of Ted Lasso, which was an NBC commercial campaign, and now is the best reviewed show of 2020. I mean, we could maybe delve into the humanity and the pathos of this man in a Lasso-esque way and go like, no, he's not just the commercial character.
If CISO was still around, this is like the perfect CISO project.
Yeah, or Quibi,
yeah.
All right.
I mean, but what we're really missing though, I think we're missing an antagonist.
I just want to. I do want to take a moment to demonstrate how close I had an original. This is Unbroken Seal.
Yes.
An original CISO chapstick.
Yeah. We've all got CISO merch, George. Okay.
Jeez. I had a weird thing happen one time with that commercial. I went to a movie by myself in New York, as you know, people do, and we don't do that in LA. By the way, you don't really go to movies. Well, I don't know. That's not true. Amy, I mean, I'm not that Amy.
I spend my entire life alone in the dark. Yes,
Can I just say I did? This is real. This is not a bit. I'll show you this. Hang on, let me open it up. I did just get a text from a former CISO development executive saying, I'd order a script on this immediately.
Wow.
Very real. Sorry, go ahead, Rob.
I feel bad for your friend who is a former CISO development. I'm sure. I hope that they landed on their feet.
Yeah, no, they turned out great. They took over Quibi last week.
Wait, Rob is going to tell a story
Yeah.
that makes me sound like a loser because I always go to the movies by myself in LA.
No. This was, I mean, you know, I went to a movie by myself in New York, and I was sitting there, and it was like the middle of the day, and the commercial came on, and I hear this like boo, boo, and I just never really heard that, you know, for that commercial.
Yeah.
And I sat there and I was like, oh, fuck, man, someone really doesn't like this commercial. And it's like, boo, boo. And then they go, boo, Rob Huebel, boo, Rob Huebel. And I turned around and it was Horatio Sanz, who, like, you know, saw me and was fucking with me. But,
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
The Mandalorian's Horatio Sanz.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Amy, have you written a Criterion booklet or an essay for a booklet?
No, every time actually we watched Criterion last night because there are a couple of movies I haven't seen. I've been trying to fill in all my empty spaces. My boyfriend gives me a lecture about like how come I'm not the girl like introducing everybody to Japanese neo-noir. And I'm like, it looks so hard. Like I don't really want to bother doing that.
Sure.
But I probably should because I know like that's a level up. Like when you have finally done your Criterion booklet, you can walk around like a very serious person and you can walk into used bookstores and everybody will be like, it's you. So I probably should get there eventually.
Is there
You've been in the cupboard? You've been in their disc cupboard?
The closet.
No, although I'm reading a book right now where the first scene takes place in the Criterion closet. Is it really set? I don't know if you guys have ever read Chronic City by Jonathan Lethem.
Amy, one of my favorite books of all time.
It's so good. I'm listening to the audiobook, so it's like I don't know if I'm being that cool about it, but it's amazing. It starts at the Criterion closet.
Yes, it's Perkis Tooth, who is a man who has written several. We lost Rob again.
He'll be back.
Now it's like when Han Solo goes into cryo freeze and gets taken away by Boba Fett. You want us to miss him.
Yeah. When Rob comes back, let's all go like this.
Okay.
Great.
Amy, do you know that the booklet for the Being John Malkovich Criterion in the real world was written by Perkis Tooth?
Oh, stop it. Stop doing that.
We joke you.
That was great. I don't know how you planned that in 30 seconds. That was great.
It was Patrick's plan, but we executed it flawlessly.
Patrick booted me, just so you know. Patrick booted me that time.
Wow.
Wow.
All right. I didn't think we were going to go there that early, but yeah, sure.
Paul Scheer does that. Paul Scheer has a weird habit of on Twitch just getting people out just super fast.
You got it. You got it. That's the mark of a good producer. In and out. Sorry.
Amy, I've heard you talk about my films, Amy, and sometimes you really give me the business. You know what I mean?
Sometimes you've earned it. Sometimes you've earned a little bit of business.
I've always earned the business.
I will compliment you though. Like there's a long period where everybody wanted to make the next American Graffiti. So thank you for that, and thank you for all the imitations of American Graffiti that you spawned.
But I've heard you give me the business about American Graffiti, a film that everyone should love everything about. But then you really came at me with some pretty hard hitting criticisms. Like the fact that I don't mention any of the women at the end, what happened to them. All I do is put up a card that says, here's what happened to the dudes.
I mean, well, this is a good, why did you do that?
For the same reason that I cut all of the female X-Wing fighter pilots out of the end of Return of the Jedi.
And that reason would be?
A bad reason. I didn't care enough about what was going on with them. You know?
Yeah.
It's the same reason why originally I didn't have when we were doing Raiders, we didn't have a final scene with Marion. And it was my wife at the time, Marcia, had to tell me and my buddy Steve, like, you got to tell people, you got to have a last scene with Marion. I'm like, oh, okay. I just didn't think about that stuff back then. But then I made Strange Magic, which is a film I made for girls a few years ago. So I learned, I listened, I did the work, and I learned that sometimes you got to make a film that's just for girls.
Amy, do you know about Strange Magic?
I don't know about that either.
I've never heard of it.
Strange Magic is a CGI. Patrick, oh, there it is. Yeah, there's the poster. I didn't direct it. It says from the mind of George Lucas.
Which is not true. It's half from the mind of George Lucas, half from the iPod of George Lucas.
Yeah, it is a. Let me see if it's.
You laugh, Rob, but you're about to have this explained to you.
I'm going to look to see because it's on Disney Plus intermittently. They like to. It is on. Strange Magic is a film that you will find on Disney Plus the same way that you will find Rob Huebel on tonight's show, which is that it's there for a while, and then it goes away, and then it comes back. And
I'm on a Valentine's Day date with my wife. That's why I keep.
It's one of those you got to run away to go have the date, and then you.
You're doing a Doubtfire.
Yeah,
I'm doing a Roxanne or yeah.
So Strange Magic. Well, here's this will knock your wife's socks off if you tell her.
No, he froze. Yeah.
Everyone, get in a position.
No, I'm here. Do you see me? Okay, yeah, great. Say that with your Strange Magic. It is
why would we all be like this?
Because it's Han Solo in the carbonite. He's frozen.
Strange Magic is a CGI animated jukebox musical about a bunch of fairies who live in the woods. Mm-hmm. And it's a little bit of like Midsummer Night's Dream. It's a little bit, and I said at the time it came out that I made Star Wars for boys and I made Strange Magic for girls.
That's the thing George Lucas said.
That is what I said. Well, yes, I'm George Lucas, and that's what I said publicly.
I know. I'm restating what you said, George Lucas.
It's got a powerhouse cast. All right. It's got Alan Cumming, Evan Rachel Wood, Elijah Kelly, Meredith Ann Bull, Kristen Chenoweth, Alfred Molina, Maya Rudolph, Bob Einstein, Peter Stormare. I mean, it's just like a killer's row of Tony Cox, who we had on the show, and I forgot to talk about Strange Magic with him, and that really is making me angry. Didn't we have him on the show?
No, we did not have Tony Cox.
We had him on the show at one point.
But they sing Lady Gaga. They sing "Do You Believe in Magic?" It's
everything.
Did the movie? Can I ask? Did the movie come out in theaters?
Rob, great question. Yes. Not only did it come out in theaters, it broke box office records.
When I sold Lucasfilm to Disney, part of the deal was that they had to finish making this movie, which had been we've been developing for years, and they had to release it. So if they wanted Star Wars, they had to release Strange Magic. And it came out the same year as The Force Awakens. And The Force Awakens was the #1 grossing movie of the year that year.
Biggest opening weekend of all time, highest grossing domestic release of all time.
Yeah. And that same year, Strange Magic became the lowest grossing motion animated movie to ever be released on 3,000 screens in America.
Wow. There's competition for that too. There's some real bombs.
Can you say that stat once more? I just want to let that wash over me.
Say the what?
The stat.
Just that statistic.
The lowest
stat.
Yeah.
Strange Magic still holds the title for the lowest grossing animated feature film to be released in America on 3,000 screens.
And do you blame girls?
I mean, Rob, that's a great question. And all I can say is I think you have to.
I mean, you can blame me. I've never heard of it. And I appreciate that Billy Fish Tacos is reminding me of what I was trying to remember. Oogie Loves. Like, you beat Oogie Loves to the bottom? That's
Oogie
impressive.
I mean, how many screens? That's the thing. Oogie Loves might have bombed bigger, but did they get 3,000 screens?
Yeah. They went not as wide.
Yeah.
I also just want to circle back to a point. George's original pitch was, let's make it a jukebox musical of Beatles songs. The Beatles said no. The Beatles estate said no. So George handed his iPod over to the team at Lucasfilm Animation and said, use these songs. So the very arbitrary selection of songs used in the film Strange Magic are the 20 songs septuagenarian filmmaker George Lucas had on his iPod.
There was a point where it was not going to be a musical, and we were getting some pushback from filmmakers who did not want to be a part of it. And I was trying to get someone to direct it. And at one point I said, I think I've solved it. and this is I believe a true quote from deep behind the scenes, that I had 125 songs on my iPod, and we could just use some of those. And in the end, we ended up going with different songs. Another fun fact is, it is not a Disney film. It was released as a Touchstone Pictures release. Disney literally dug up a dead imprint that they owned and released Strange Magic as the final, I suppose, Touchstone Pictures release.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they shuttered. That killed off Touchstone.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think it ever was fully alive again. I think they just didn't want to call it a Disney film for whatever reason.
Right.
And so it's every now and then.
Well, I mean, we know the reason. I feel like we're dancing around this a little bit, and I feel like you're not really. I mean, I'm new on the talk show. I'm not trying to like throw a lot of heat your way, but like, I feel like you're not saying that this movie was garbage, right?
No, it's great, but again, I'm not the audience for it.
Well, it's not okay. No, why is no one pushing back on this? It's not a great movie if it didn't make. It was on 3,000 screens. No one liked it.
Right. Yeah, but it's like that tree falling in the. If a really great tree for girls falls in the forest and no girls are in the forest, is it still a great tree for girls? I mean, so.
I will take the female culpability of saying I've never even heard of Strange Magic, which is impressive given that I am a girl, and it should have come to me like midichlorian. That's a thing you have, right? Should have just like come in my direction. Yeah. But does that mean like you look at the success of the Trolls franchise and you're just like, that could have been me, like I could have been the king troll?
Absolutely. I mean, there's a Troll King as the main character of Strange Magic. So
Patrick, can you hold your computer screen while George says this? Can you hold your screen closer to the poster so Rob and Amy can get a better look at these characters as times for the movie?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, of course, girls should love that. Those are cuddly. Girl
you got the
characters.
Bog King, you got Marianne, you got Sunny, Dawn, Roland, the Sugar Plum Fairy, the Fairy King, Griselda.
Is she wearing? Is that girl wearing spinal discs in her hair? Like, what is that?
Yeah, I mean,
magical stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Again, this movie is not for me.
Yeah.
Don't
I would love it if it ever gets. It came out just on DVD. They did not, even though it was in the era of Blu-ray, it did not get a Blu-ray release.
And George, I do also want to be clear: the King of the Fairies does look like someone.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Oh wow!
Wow. Yeah.
Wow, that's a good color on you.
Right, and my beard has looked like that at various points in the past 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where you can't say that I haven't. I fully take the criticism that in American Graffiti, which was a film for teenage boys, about teenage boys. Not that everybody couldn't enjoy it, but I was focused. My focus was perhaps limited then, and I think I've gotten better about having a more expansive worldview, and that's probably as a result of taking some criticism over the years.
Can I ask George, do you ever think that
here's your Criterion cover, Rob?
Oh, really nice. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. George, did this experience make you question the commercial viability of some of your ideas? In other words, do you think that some of your ideas are garbage?
That's a great question, Rob. No, I mean, because not all of my films have been hits. American Graffiti remains one of the most profitable movies in Hollywood history. But more American Graffiti, which both of them are on HBO Max, soon to be the home of Inconsiderate Cell Phone Man. So you can watch more American Graffiti. It's a very inventive and ambitious sequel. But almost no one's seen it. It's not a hit film. It's not remembered with the same, even though I think in some ways it's more ambitious cinematically.
The American Graffiti 2?
More American Graffiti, the second one.
Yeah. That movie is crazy. That movie is absolutely crazy. It's got like 4 different camera styles, set in 4 different years.
4 different New Year's Eves. Yeah. And it doesn't make sense clearly.
Yeah, half of it is edited like it's a 24 episode where you just see different angles of the same scene on the screen at the same time.
Amy, as a critic, when you just said that film is crazy, was that a rave?
Well, I wasn't alive when it came out to write a review, but
but you can still have
now.
opinion. You still have professional opinion on films for you.
Yeah. Well, I will say that my favorite type of movie is an ambitious failure. Do something that really just shoots for it, doesn't try to appeal to all four quadrants, like really is like, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something big. And if it is a disaster, it is still moving the needle forward.
Amy, have I got some good news for you? Because it is my understanding that you have not seen the Star Wars prequels.
I have not, no.
You have just described them. These are films. When you watch a film like Attack of the Clones, you are seeing the work of a man who does not give a fuck what anyone thinks of this film.
And who financed the films entirely himself. They're the biggest independent movies of all time.
Yeah.
This is an indie film by a man with nothing to lose. He does not care if you like it. He is going to make it the way he wants to. And I think you are going to love it.
These movies, they have zero fucks, but a lot of ambition.
Yeah.
No one had ever made a film like Attack of the Clones, and it still remains true. No one ever will.
Rob,
Amy, I've heard you on other podcasts talk about your love of classic diners and bemoaning the death of the American diner.
The what?
Amy, I feel like on Doughboys. You talk about...
Yes, I'm sorry. I thought you told Rob that you heard he liked classic diamonds.
Yeah,
and I was really interested in whatever a classic diamond was. I was thinking like Queen Victoria rings.
He means blood diamonds, Rob. He means these are blood diamonds.
Excuse me. That's my next line of questioning. Please don't jump ahead. I'll get to the diamond questions in a second. Amy, you said that you love the classic American diner.
I do. In fact, I have a classic American diner coffee cup in my house, so I can pretend I can like throw it across the room and it won't break. It's that kind of plastic, and it makes me feel like a little bit of Denny's is in my house.
Amy, what if I told you that the film Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones has a space diner? It is a 50s style space diner ran by a four-armed greasy spoon chef named Dexter Jettster with a mustache.
Does that mean the 1950s also happened in outer space?
Such
like they also had Elvis?
A long time ago, yeah.
Galaxy far, far away, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love that they do these same cultural moments.
I did not have room for him in the series, but there was a character that was meant to be a sort of like prototypical Elvis Presley. His name was Melvis Revlon. with 5 N's at the end.
Wow.
But that, I want to be clear, what you just saw was not an animatic storyboard. That was a shot from the finished film.
Yeah.
Which was the first truly all digital spectacular blockbuster that I believe was ultimately shot at about a 1080p.
I mean, do they have like patty melts? Is it like space patty melts? Space patty melts?
I believe at one point the waitress asks, "Do you want a cup of Jawa juice?" Which I don't know what that is.
I know
you
what that
need
is.
to show a picture of the waitress. You need to show a picture of the
waitress. While I do that, ask Rob about those diamonds because I really want to know about that.
Okay. Yeah, I want to know about that too. Yeah.
Rob, we all know that you love classic diamonds. You've been on the record on many podcasts talking about your love of classic diamonds.
Yeah. I just, I'm not a fan of new diamonds. I like the old kind of diamonds. I like the big bloody ones that kids have to dig out with their little fingers, in mines. Watto, Watto, I have no idea. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, wait, Patrick, take everyone else off the screen.
Okay, hang on. There's the waitress.
Rob, you need to understand.
What is going on? Look how much better my internet is when it's just us.
I know, it's great. We should keep them off the show. Rob, you have to understand It's like improv. There are no mistakes. Everything's a gift, right? I said, Amy, let me ask you about classic diners.
I know.
You heard it as Rob. Let me ask you about classic diamonds. And I'm yes-anding it.
I know. I don't like this. I don't want to talk about this.
Rob, we used to be at the UCB Theater. I don't know if you've heard of the UCB Theater before, but that's where we used to do this show. George and I took 101 and 201. We follow their method.
Watto, I don't do that. I live in Hollywood, California now. Hollywood. Okay. Look, I got mouths to feed, man. I can't fuck around improving all the time. Okay. I have kids. Okay. So if you're going to fucking fuck me over with questions about classic diamonds and make me look like an asshole in front of all these people, okay, this is who I care about. This person right here. Okay. This person needs food, diapers, not fucking jokes about classic diamonds. Now cut the shit.
This is who I care about, Rob.
Hey guys. Hey, I do have a question just because I don't understand.
Rob,
Patrick,
you game, Rob. Look, this is who I care about.
I have a question about just the technical. I don't know how the show works.
Yeah.
When Watto and I were talking, that was just Watto and I. Is that correct?
Yeah. No one can hear or see you. We were all gone. Great.
I have a question for Rob, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Are we going to go back to the? Okay, let's go back.
What, Rob? What's going on here? Now I can't ask you a question without you shutting down the whole show.
Watto, it's fine. You can ask me a question. I'm just trying to tell you where I stand with things. Okay, I don't have.
Yes.
I'm not going to sit here and fart around answering. Watto, wake up. I'm not going to dick around.
I wasn't falling asleep. I was going, ugh.
I'm not going to dick around with stories about diamonds. I don't know shit about diamonds. Okay. I'm here. I came on the show to get my money to buy this baby some fucking food. So I'm going to stay on this show for as long as it takes till George Lucas gives me the fucking money that I was promised to come on this show. Okay. So if you want to, what?
I got some news for you.
What?
This is our show. You play by our fucking rules. And you don't get that check until we decide that you fulfilled your side of the obligation, which is to make it funny.
Fine.
It's almost like being in a coma. Like, you know, other people are talking.
Yeah.
But you don't feel it. You know,
Man,
you don't really know what's happening.
Rob, do you have your whip there?
What whip is that?
I believe you've purchased a whip. You've talked about it as a running bit. And you claim it's a regular whip. This is Indiana Jones related, so it's not off topic.
I got a couple things. Well, first of all, I wasn't planning on doing this. I'm not sponsored by this company. But I do have a couple of items I can show you. And I'll get to, can I show you something before the whip, or you want to talk about the whip?
Oh, okay. You mean this is a prequel to the whip?
This is a prequel to the whip.
Yeah.
And I love it. I just want to show you, I want to show you guys kind of where I am in my life.
Yeah.
As far as like products and stuff. Sometimes when you look at your face, do you ever feel like, you know, your face is getting old and saggy and stuff? So what I bought, and I'm not sponsored by this product, and I'm not sure that it works, but I just got this thing. This is a jaw exerciser to make your jaw like super ripped.
Yeah.
So it goes like this. Hold on, there you go. And you just punch down like that. You do this for like 10 minutes.
I feel like you're going to break your teeth.
Look at that.
No, that's good.
Oh.
Please don't beat off to this. Do not jack off to this, anybody.
It's an unnecessary product. If I want to exercise my jaw, I order a deli sandwich. That's what I do.
I'm already exhausted from this. So I've been doing this. That's one thing that I have.
What's the name of that product?
Oh, great idea. Again, I don't know why we're plugging these guys.
People can order it.
It's called Jawzercise, of course.
Sure. Wow, that's a little homage to my buddy Steve's movie.
Do you feel a difference? Has it done anything?
I mean, you tell me.
I mean, it looks great from here. It looks
jawline.
absolutely. Could you flex it like you're thinking about something and you don't want to say it out loud?
Like Tom Cruise?
Yeah, exactly like that.
Hey guys.
I think I see a little wrinkle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey
Oh,
guys.
nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah. Oh, you've got good neck veins. Your neck veins are really impressive. Wow. That's like a whole Henry Rollins kind of neck.
Can you put the jazzerciser back in your mouth and do the neck veins?
Yeah.
And can we just pull everyone off except Rob but leave my audio in?
I do want to just ask, because it is Valentine's Day. I know a lot of people are alone today. I just don't. I do have a family. I would just request that no one, does.
Oh, actually, do you want? Hold on. Let's bring everybody. Can we get a disclaimer on the scene at the bottom of the screen that says that please do not jerk off to this?
Yeah, I mean, illegally, it's fine. I mean, I trust you guys, and there's no way.
You'd like that as a warning. So, okay, can we do it all caps, please? Can we do it all caps?
Yeah.
So we know it's being okay. Hold on. Don't start yet, Rob. Don't start yet. Okay.
Don't. They might be jerking.
Okay, great. Okay. So now here, I'm just gonna score it. You just start chewing. Okay. Donum. 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 Bonum. 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 Bonum.
I'm exhausted.
Okay, that's great.
I've swallowed like 5 of these, by the way.
Let's go ahead and keep that disclaimer up for a minute.
And then I can show you the whip. I'm reluctant to show you the whip because I've just gotten so much heat about this.
We kept getting tweets about it all week. So
I mean, I just, my poor child. I have a 4-year-old, and I know by the time like she goes to school, people are going to be, calling her names, and because of me and this whip and all that.
Okay.
I kind of feel like this ticker should remain for all
I
shows.
was about to say the exact same thing. That ticker is not going anywhere.
Because
I'd like to disagree.
I like to disagree. Wait, I think Amy gets more of a vote for this.
Great.
It's Valentine's Day. Why do you want there to be less love and joy in the world?
Well, now we have some conflict. Now this is a drama.
Okay, can I propose something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that the jaw flexing is done, what if we put out a new disclaimer that says, feel free to jerk off to this if you're feeling lonely. We make it conditional. We don't want it to be like an abuse of power thing. If you're really feeling lonely, next week is no longer Valentine's Day. Then we put on the please do not jerk off to this.
Okay.
Oh, we're going to put in all of that, right? I don't want to miss a word.
Oh.
Okay.
I feel like it's a little bit weird for you guys to be weighing in on whether or not people jerk off to me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, I'm invested now, Rob. You said that's what you wanted, and I want what you want. I want you to be happy.
Well, I don't know. I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth, but I guess I'll say that. Wait, now I got to read this graphic now. Feel free to jerk off to this if you're feeling lonely. It's conditional, not an abuse of power. Next week, it's no longer Valentine's Day. There should be an apostrophe there, right?
Who hates apostrophes? Do we suddenly hate apostrophes?
There you go.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
No, but what about it's conditional?
Yeah, we're missing another one.
Here.
Oh my God.
What is that? Your least favorite Frank Zappa song?
What?
Apostrophe.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, I know you did.
I think I got the your. I got the it.
I want to do another pass just to clarify this. It's a conditional offer. Do not abuse your power. Let's make it. I want to make this very clear.
Okay.
Conditional offer.
Did we all free now?
No, we're here.
Oh, maybe it's just me.
We hear you.
Okay.
Rob, are we ever going to see the 24-hour Human Giant Marathon anywhere?
Wow, that's a great question. Are you trying to get me to plug HBO Max?
I just want to see it somewhere. There's like an hour on the DVD, but I know there's 23 other hours.
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't I don't know. We should
where
do.
is it going to be on Paramount Plus? Where's Viacom landing with streams?
Yeah, probably Paramount.
Yeah, Paramount Plus is where
Plus,
I would do.
right?
Yeah.
So they got to launch with the 24 hours, right? Paramount Plus, if they really want the momentum, if they want the juice, if they don't want this to be, they want this to be bigger than CBS All Access, they got to pony up and offer the full 24. And they should get Kiefer Sutherland, the man most identified with that number of things, that number of hours.
I want to hear Rob's answer to this.
Patrick, what's the name of the show? What's the name of the show, Patrick?
The George Lucas Talk Show.
Okay, so don't tell me not to talk on a show that's called the George Lucas Talk Show. That would literally be like if you did Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and had no Indiana Jones nor any Temple of Doom.
Yeah, right.
Rob, the floor is yours.
I love the idea of the 24 hours of Human Giant marathon going to Paramount Plus. There are so many platforms now, but Paramount Plus, just going by the number of commercials they had in the Super Bowl, seems like they are really going after it. So they should put it on there. I'm not sure that it holds up. I haven't watched it since we lived it, but it was a blast to do. But has anyone here ever stayed up for 24 hours? It's not great.
We did a 31-hour show.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Not only that. Yeah, that was our first stream when the pandemic had started and UCB in New York had closed. We did a 30-hour stream to raise money for the laid-off employees. And when we were having the conversations about doing it, the Human Giant 24 marathon came up as like, this is the kind of vibe we want. This is what we hope to create here.
Yeah.
Was that fun? Did you enjoy it?
Totally fun. It was like a complete blast. The most fun and also so ill-advised. Like, what network would ever put, the same three people on a channel live for 20? If people don't know what we're talking about, me and Sheer and Aziz did a show on MTV a million years ago called Human Giant. And at one point they gave us 24 hours live on the air, and it was super fun. And we had like bands and bits, and all of our friends came on, and we didn't know, many people in Hollywood, but we got on, a lot of people came on, John Krasinski and Will Arnett, and but mostly just like our UCB friends. Like, it was
Michael
super
Cera.
fun to just
Right.
Michael Cera was on there, but it was like Gelman and Daly and Riggle and literally everyone that we could get to come and do
Walter. Him and Eric did a great running bit where they would call you guys live from the theater seeing Shrek the Third on opening night.
Yes. Yeah. That was a total blast. We heard afterwards that the ratings on the Human Giant 24-hour marathon, and I'll have to fact check this with Sheer, but I think they were lower than the ratings on MTV on 9/11. So if that tells you anything. So on 9/11, if your first inclination was to turn on MTV and see what the fuck was happening, our ratings were lower than that.
Oh, it's so funny. Wow.
Yeah, I think I wear that as a badge of honor if I were you.
Yeah.
I think that's to be. I think they're hidden in that information. Hidden in that data is a compliment of some sort.
Are we bringing this back to Strange Magic?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very similar.
I think in a way that makes you better than 9/11.
Maybe that was the problem. It was an issue of framing, was that the Human Giant 24-hour marathon was for girls. Did you ever think about that? And that the girls just didn't show up.
Sorry. I'm sorry again.
I'm sure. I feel like there is probably a way to blame this on girls. I think that's a great idea.
Just say girl. I know that's what you're thinking. Just say girl. You don't even have to pluralize it for my benefit.
Now here's the important question for Amy. Amy, what network were you watching on 9/11?
MTV.
Yeah.
I was doing it just so that I could leave my extra Nielsen rating there to ruin Rob's day years later. It was all part of my plan.
Yeah.
I do think one of the things that, and you probably learned this on that 24-hour day, is the longer your show is, the less any individual minute of that show actually matters.
Yes.
which is the great thing about doing long shows, is that it's like living a long life. Everything starts to even out a little bit. You can have a great hour, and if you have an hour where it dips a little, you've got, another 23, 22 hours left,
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you were doing your show, you said 31 hours you did a show?
Yeah.
Did you physically, do you remember like what that started to feel like after a while?
Bad.
Yeah.
But it was bad earlier than it should have been bad.
Right.
Because we
started at midnight.
We started at midnight, which was a mistake. Because then, we had already been up for basically a full day before that.
Right. That was the worst feeling when we hit the second midnight and knew, there's like another 7 hours of this to go.
Yeah.
It's rough. It's rough. And were you like eating and pooping and all that stuff, or did you hold it?
No, I think we ate and pooped, right, guys?
Yeah.
Watto definitely took about 3 or 4 shits. I don't remember eating much. We were watching every Star Wars. Rob, I mean, if you want to ask about things that happened, eating during the original stream, oh boy, talk about an original sin. This
Rob,
guy, I don't know if you've heard of this guy.
I took a nap, Rob. I took a nap, and
I'm reading that in the chat. Yeah, I see people have already outed you that you took a nap.
I took a 2-hour nap during episode
4-hour nap.
Okay,
4-hour nap.
Yeah, it's somewhere in between there. During episode 2 and 3, it was like 3 a.m. I was like, I don't have any guests right now. I don't need to be managing a lot of stuff. I took a nap, and I've never heard the end of it. Did you guys do the whole time, or did any of you sneak off for a little bit?
We were there the whole time. The whole time. And, I think we made the mistake, or I made the mistake of drinking too. And, the problem obviously there is that, you start having fun and then like everyone goes away and they get to go home and go sleep. And you still have to like try to make sense of, reading the teleprompter and, trying to be funny. And you're just like sad and have to pee and, so yeah. But, it was weird. It was really weird.
Amy, what's the longest you've stayed up?
Oh gosh. Probably about then. Like I'm very easy just to like pull a night owl thing and stay up until like 4 or 5 in the morning. Like I don't know. One day I just like stopped sleeping, I feel like, and I have not ever gotten my sleep mojo completely back. But you're like probably like on a crazy travel trip, like when you're just on a plane and you're going like over here, and then you have to like get on a taxi cab, and then you're over here, and it just feels like you haven't slept in 2 or 3 days, but you actually don't know what time it is anymore compared to what time it is when you left, and so you have no clue really if you're alive anymore or what the total call is. I just don't like sleeping. Like I don't get sleeping, and I don't get naps. I don't get any of it because like you're missing stuff.
Yeah,
napping especially. I don't understand napping. Why? I mean, you're going to go to bed in a couple hours. Like, what's the point?
Well, per chance to dream.
We ask Patrick this every week. We ask him, what is the point of a nap? And he says, sorry, I can't answer. I'm too busy snacking.
Yes. Amy, is there a movie that you're embarrassed to say you haven't seen?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are we talking?
Oh gosh!
And let's say this is a judgment-free zone. So whatever you say. Yeah, except for Revenge of the Sith.
I tend to get a lot of grief because I haven't seen Casino. But you guys don't seem to care, so maybe that's okay. Maybe Casino is like a totally fine one to miss.
You don't like Goodfellas.
I don't like Goodfellas. I think Goodfellas is really drastically flawed. And I would at least like for people to admit that it is flawed so we can proceed forth and appreciate what's good about it, but also recognize the bad. It's just one of those movies that everybody's like, greatest movie. It's like a call and repeat. You're just supposed to say Goodfellas and somebody's like, greatest movie. And I don't think that's true. And I wish we could just take a breath and say something a little more accurate.
What's the biggest flaw in Goodfellas?
To me, the biggest flaw in Goodfellas comes in the last third of the movie when, like, to kind of raise the stakes and have that, like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, his last crazy day running around in freedom, they change his entire personality and just like try to make him manic by adding all these things that don't actually seem to exist in his personality. Like, because what we know of Ray Liotta's character up until then is like he's barely home. You know, he has this brother that like he hasn't seen in like 20 years in the whole arc of the movie. Like you see him when he's a kid and then he disappears. And then suddenly this last day, he's like, my big stress, the most important thing I have to do in between like getting guns and drugs is like cook dinner for my brother. And you're like, you've never talked to him for like decades. And I've never seen you cook and you're not a domestic guy. And it feels like they added this excuse to make him all manic that has nothing to do with who he is. And I find it just bewildering. Like there's enough going on in that guy's life. Why do you have to add all this fakery to make us tense?
Do you think you would?
There's also there's a weird lack of Watto in that movie, I would say.
Also that.
Do you think it would have been better if they had used digital technology to make them look younger in the younger scenes?
Well, yeah, I mean, that is actually a thing I also gripe about. And I think people have misunderstood my gripe with it, which is everybody's too old. Like the Goodfellas that the movie is based on are all supposed to be like real young hotheads, like 22, 23, 24, which to me, like, is very important, you know, because when you're in the mafia, as I'm sure one of you guys has probably been, like, there's kind of you're either like a young hothead who does all the dangerous stuff and probably gets arrested or put in jail, the Watto, or you've actually managed to live, which means you're smarter than everybody else. You didn't die in your 20s and 30s. And these guys looking so old, they have this patina of age and wisdom that their characters aren't supposed to have. You know, Joe Pesci looks like he's 70 years old in that movie, but his character is supposed to be like 25. And when he's 25, then you know that he's actually immature and he's like learning to be a good fella, but he's kind of dumb, right? Like, but I think his age makes you add all of this extra coolness to him that the character's not supposed to have. And I think it throws off the whole balance. Like he becomes a made man in that movie and he looks like he's 70 years old. Like he's too old to be a made man. That's like your mafia bar mitzvah. It's really bizarre.
Watto, did you just eat a sandwich?
Yeah, I finished my pastrami.
Okay.
That was my jaw exercise.
Also, there's that scene where De Niro tells her to go look for the tells Lorraine Bracco to go. There's some clothes for her, and he says, "No, it's around there," and she doesn't go get the clothes. She leaves. That's like, what's this crazy scene? Have some clothes. No, you're not even going to look at the clothes. Maybe I just don't get fashion.
No, it's just like a girl, right? Just like she probably didn't see Strange Magic.
That's
either.
a girl scene. That's a girl scene in a boy's movie, and you can tell Marty did not know how to write that because he's like, "Do girls look at clothes or not?" I guess they don't. It feels like a boy wrote that scene because it's like, "Go look at these free clothes." Oh, you're not even going to look at them. You're going to run away. I feel like he's saying like women are crazy. You know?
I feel like there's another big issue in Goodfellas that no one talks about.
Yeah.
They're bad fellas.
Yeah.
They're no good at all. They do bad things.
That's a great point. Bad fellas.
Wow.
That's a great point.
I mean, that's like a shiv right to the heart of that movie.
And if you're going to be playing with irony, then the next movie should have been Bad Fellows, and it should have been about some really good guys.
Yes. So it's hard to read irony sometimes. So maybe the title should have been Goodfellas with like a winky emoji at the end of it.
Oh, I'd love that.
I do want to say Goldie Thrawn did put us in Carbonite.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do people do that so quickly? How do they make that?
We got fan art that comes. Well, Watto, we should say one of our things is we always ask people if they've ever wanted a specific piece of fan art. It could be about themselves. It could be about something else. But we will get it within under 10 minutes usually.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You know how some pizza delivery places have like a 20 minutes or less guarantee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We here at the George Lucas Talk Show, you can say any piece of fan art you would like to see, be it of you, be it of anything, anyone else, and you will get it in 10 minutes or less.
I mean,
I have one. I have one.
Getting Criterion covers in.
That one's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I would like Busby Berkeley, the guy, the musical director from the 30s, all the girls with the legs, like da. I'd like my face on like 30 Busby Berkeley girls all doing the same move, please.
Done.
Great.
Thank you.
Rob,
I'm guessing that will take 5 minutes. That's my guess on that.
Yeah, it's a work.
That sounds like a 300 seconder.
I would.
Do you have your regular Indiana Jones whip nearby?
I do. Yeah. Can I put in a fan art request?
Yeah, absolutely.
I Love You Mandalorian is I'm shopping for I Love You Mandalorian. This is going to be on delay because of my stupid fucking internet.
It's okay.
But sorry. I'm showing the whip here.
Okay.
And
One,
I think I'm
two,
about
3, 4,
look
5, 6, 7. This will be fun. 8, 9.
Oh no!
All right,
I'm gonna leave and come back.
Oh no!
13.
Wow, got almost through the entire Raiders theme. Raiders art.
Amy,
No next
week we're doing a fundraiser where we're talking to a bunch of people throughout the day who have been in movies with Harrison Ford.
Oh.
It's going to be starting, I believe, at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time through midnight, probably. We'll be talking to a lot of different people who are in Harrison Ford movies. Do you have a favorite Harrison Ford movie or a favorite Harrison Ford performance?
Oh gosh.
Did you tell Amy what it's called?
Oh, I did.
What it's called.
You can tell her.
It's called Ford v February.
Because it's February, Amy.
That really rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just so. Actually, while we have it, I wanted to tell George. Do you know those guys who did a shot-for-shot remake of Raiders of Lost Ark?
Yeah, those kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when they they had one scene that they couldn't film at the time. They couldn't do the airplane blowing up scene, and then this is a movie that they started doing this like shot-for-shot remake of Raiders of Lost Ark when they were like 11.
They grow up.
And then as 40-year-olds, they go back and they finish the film. They like blow up the plane. I was there when they blowed up the plane. I was there for like 2 weeks watching them build the plane and like make the whole set. And like all of their friends are like extras, like people who know everything about Indiana Jones. Like they know everything about Indiana Jones. They're like freeze framing the movie to make sure they built the arc to the right percentages. I mean, those guys are crazy. They're really committed.
Wow.
I doubt they know everything about Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Sure. Wait, let's see. Rob, do you have the whip?
Yeah, I'm still on a fucking 30-second delay here, guys. I'm so sorry.
Rob, do you want to? Oh, we see it. My favorite thing is Rob looking like he's not reacting to it at all.
I know. I love it.
It's great. It's great.
This is now me doing commentary to like my video delay. But yeah, what this was a I wanted to buy something to protect my family, and I went on the internet and bought this fucking whip. It's made out of like a steel cable, but it's it would just, if you hit anyone with this, it would like tear their leg off. It'd be horrible.
Right.
So it's like a modern baseball bat? Sorry, it's like a modern baseball bat. Like you can't fuck it up. It's like a tool that anybody can use.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with a baseball bat, if someone breaks into your house, is that you need a lot of room to wind up and hit them with a baseball bat. Whereas this is like, you can still get them with this, but you don't need as much room to like. If you're in like a small hallway, you're screwed with a baseball bat because you need to be able.
How long is the whip? How long is the whip?
It's only about. Well, I mean, let me see here. Oh, good. I may not be on that much of a delay. It's this long. Now, here's the bad part. The reason why it became controversial is because the handle looks sort of like a dildo or medieval sex device, and so people on the internet started making fun of me and teasing me and trying to find out where I am and break into my house to fuck with me. So it's ever since I've been showing this on the internet, every night I have some new person breaking into my house, and I have to, it gets, it gets hard.
How many times have you had to defend yourself with that whip?
I mean, I've had this thing for like 5 months, so I would say every night for 5 months.
All right. So, yeah.
I live in Pasadena, California, which is it's a very dangerous, very, very dangerous.
Have you met the little old lady?
Who's that?
All I know about her is she's the little old lady from Pasadena.
She drives really fast and she drives really hard.
Oh wow, you guys both know her.
You guys must be
she's
older
the
than me.
Terror of Colorado Boulevard.
Oh,
Yes,
shit.
this is a reputation. Yeah.
I like that I'm frozen with a dildo on my. I appear to be frozen with the dildo hand all over my face, which is cool.
So, Amy, were you there for the whole scene when they were filming?
I was, yeah, when they blew up the plane and everything. It was intense. They had their explosive expert was just this guy who liked to blow stuff up. And so we all got really nervous when we started to see him prepare to blow up the plane.
Yeah.
Like he was just like, yeah. You get to see some of the dark sides of people. Like,
yeah.
He was not saying I would say politically correct things about the extras who are dressed up like locals. Sure. But yeah, he just like basically wound up throwing a bunch of just explosives inside the plane and being like, I don't know. And then he ran away to hit the button, and they only had one take to do it because they built this whole plane out of scrap, a huge plane. And so they had only one take to blow it up. They couldn't screw it up. And the Indiana Jones and the Marion, they found the original Marion that they had when they were kids. She agreed to fly down to do it. They start running as they're supposed to, and then he hits this point, and they're supposed to blow up the plane behind him, and they ran to the thing, and then the plane didn't blow up. And so we were all just like hiding in the bushes, really freaked out. And the explosives guy is like, I'll take care of it. And he starts like walking up to the plane, and as he gets a little closer, it explodes, and he does this backflip. And he like passes out on his back, and everybody's losing their shit, just like crying because the shot's all fucked up, but also he's hurt, but also he's kind of a dick. And like that night we had.
Is he in the shot?
He is not in the shot. He is not in the shot. But then the thing is, like that night we had the wrap party, and he came in from the hospital. Like it was fine. He was fine. Yeah. But like he came in from the hospital, and everybody gave him a standing ovation, like he was a hero. But he's also kind of a dumbass. Like he blew himself up, And it was like, we all felt very conflicted about it.
Oh wait, I did just find a picture. Let me bring this up. Hang on one sec.
Oh. The documentary is very good. It's very worth watching.
Look at that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's me punching a Nazi. Yeah. That's the plane. It was a real thing. It was a really big, cool plane.
Yeah,
now,
the documentary.
Amy, what year was this? This shot when this photo was taken?
2012.
I think a little later, maybe 2014 or 15. Yeah. And then punching Nazis just felt more and more relevant, so I've kept it as my Facebook since then. It was like we were punching Nazis. We used to think it was.
That's what I was going to ask you. Did you imagine in 2014 that in just a few short years, punching Nazis would become a divisive partisan issue?
No, not at all. Not at all. And I will say the guy who played the Nazi is a very nice man named Rob, who's also an exotic dancer and very lovely. And I think he has like bits in the Jurassic Park movies. I think he's like in the back running and doing stuff.
That's so weird because I used to do a thing when I was an exotic dancer where I would dance as a Nazi, which is
wow. Yeah, it's good you stopped doing that. It makes sense.
I made good money. It was good money. So
no, I mean I don't want to shame you, but I just feel like times are different.
I do wonder with explosives guys like that, how many of them are kind of doing a Dexter, where it's like they were clearly going to blow stuff up one way or the other, so they're trying to channel it into responsible ways of like I'll blow up things that are being demolished, and I'll hold it in when it's just things I want to blow up because I'm destructive as a person.
Here we go, guys. Here we go.
Wow.
Oh, yes. Wow.
Oh, and look who's here in the middle.
In there.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
One Watto.
Now, by
That's
my
the most
count,
beautiful. Who made that?
That's
you made
Captain Boof. That came in right now, 9:31, Watto.
And by my count, I think you made the request at 9:25. So we got it in 6 minutes.
We got
Captain
this
Boof,
one.
Beautiful.
We
Are you guys going to send me that?
Yeah, sure. This one, 9:29. This one came in.
Can I have that one too? They're so cool.
They're all digital.
Need that one, okay?
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
I just saw a third one. Ricky Baldi. Just did a third one.
I I don't think I got the Ricky Barty one. We did get this though. Hang on, we did get this. I love you, Mandalorian.
Oh, it's
with the Mandalorian and Horatio.
That's awesome.
That's so
My only note for that one is just a slight edit is, are you Mando enough to say it?
Yes. We also did get Amy as a space diner waitress.
Very good.
Am I 1950s enough for everybody? Am I giving people a mask? Oh, that's coffee.
Yeah,
It does look like a cool mask.
Yeah, that was it. Oh, I like that. I miss diners. When are we going to get to go back?
Well, do you think there will be? Do you think in the same way that at a certain point in the 1980s, maybe some ways fueled by American Graffiti sort of nostalgia, that wave of nostalgia that we started getting 1950s. Oh, look at that!
Oh my God, it's so demented. Oh, it's so demented. Oh.
Do you think like 10 or 20 years from now, will there be like nostalgic COVID era diner where people start putting up these like wear a mask and like have an outdoor thing that's kind of an indoor thing?
Oh, hang on. Big one.
No one answer.
Look at this. I love you, Mandalorian.
Yeah.
That guy.
That's fucking hand drawn right there.
Yeah. That one is from Sarah Clev, the great Sarah Clev.
That's a really good likeness.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Patrick, I also sent you one additional piece of fan art I think we should maybe show on screen.
Oh, yeah. Hang on one sec. Let me pull that back up.
This was important because people have been doing all the Criterion covers, but then this was kind of, I feel like a more truthful, probing piece of fan art.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, this is wow. That's also before I'd done my jaw exercises. You can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's really great.
You have very talented watchers. Y'all talented people watch this show.
Yeah.
I don't know if talented people do the show, but talented
Call him
people
Georgie
watch
Porges.
the show.
Georgie.
Yeah.
Rob,
Cool.
I do have a question, Rob.
Yeah. Yes.
Over the last year, a lot of shows and movies have been doing reunions where they catch up with casts and catch up with characters, see where characters are now during the pandemic. I want to know where. I want to get the name right. I want to know where Corporate Criminal from Bowling for Columbine is in 2021.
Oh my God, the deepest cut of all deep cuts.
Yeah,
The first cut is the deepest.
Yeah,
the first cut is the deepest. Yeah, that was before I even. That was literally, I think, the first time I'd ever been on camera.
Oh wow!
People don't know what we're talking about. I used to work for Michael Moore when I lived in New York. I worked for Michael Moore for about a year, and I was a field producer for him, and went around and we fucked with a lot of companies and congressmen and senators and stuff like that. And I was in. So around the same time, I worked on a TV show he was doing called The Awful Truth, but around the same time they were doing Bowling for Columbine. And so he used me in that. And he just had, it was a parody. There's a 10-second parody of Cops where Michael is tackling corporate criminals. And I have gray hair. Even back then I had gray hair. And so he tackles me because I look very, I look like a corporate honcho, And that's so crazy. He posted a clip of that on his Instagram a while ago, and I was like, I can't believe he remembers that.
Yeah.
But pretty crazy.
So you think he's doing okay now, or do you think he's in jail? What's the update?
That corporate bigwig.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably in jail. We should reunite that cast though, for sure.
I think
He might have had a cabinet position in the last few years.
What's that?
You don't think he might have had a cabinet position in the last few years? Maybe an ambassadorship?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe. When I haven't thought about that show in so long. I worked on this TV show that Michael did, and I remember one time talking about it's just fucked up stuff. We did a bit where we were trying to fuck with congressmen who had voted against gun control stuff, and so we snuck a big gun costume, but it was like a big funny looking gun, like a big handgun. It was pink and it had crazy eyes and it was a big funny pistol. And I wore this costume and we snuck it into the Capitol, and I ran around the Capitol building going to all these different congressmen's offices to ask them, to protect me and keep their eye out, to always like protect guns and blah, blah, blah. And that was, in 99 or 2000, something like that. Like, it was so weirdly easy to do fucking bits in the Capitol. It was so weird.
Wow.
Can't do that shit anymore.
Who went along with it the most? Was there anybody that you remember specifically, like really going for it?
Well, it was weird because back then it was sort of before Michael was very famous. And so you could get away. You would be like 30 minutes into an interview before they would know it was Michael Moore. They would look at him. They'd be like, oh, who is this? Who is this? And then they would realize, oh, I'm fucked. I gotta get out of this interview somehow. So I think that a lot of the people we talked to back then are not even in Congress anymore. They're all like old dead white guys,
Sure.
I think Congress is still full of a lot of old dead white guys who are just still there voting somehow.
But a bunch of them love it when you come into the Capitol now. A bunch of them just voted to say that it's okay for people to come into the Capitol and do bits.
You should do it again.
Yeah, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. You can everyone can go there anytime and do bits.
There was a right-wing comedy group that actually went into the Capitol, and I don't know about, but apparently they're absolutely killed.
Yeah, they really love it.
Amy, I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
In the pandemic, a lot of people have been asking about characters that people played years earlier and trying to catch up with them and ask, like, where would they be now? And you, of course, are not an actor. You're a film critic, and so I have to ask, where do you think your 2010 review of M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender for the IE Weekly, in which you gave it a D and said, called M. Night Shyamalan a woodbender, this kitty cat is as flat and stiff as a particle board, would be today?
Wow, I wrote that? I'm so proud of myself.
It's a pretty good dig. Pretty good dig.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So where do you think that review would be today?
I would like to engrave that review on my wall to make myself write better every day. I have a lot of writer's block. To say, like, you came up with woodbender? Come on, Nicholson, get it together. You can finish this thing.
I mean,
I'll say that flat and stiff as a particle board. It's good.
Someone did also send.
Oh my God, they found my chicken soup. Did you guys think I was lying about that? Because I was serious.
No, but they just found it and they tweeted it at us.
Ross Krober, how did you do that? I didn't know there was even online.
Can we get fan art of the moment where Indiana Jones rolls over? And bring that back up, Patrick.
Yeah.
We get fan art of the moment in Raiders where Indiana Jones rolls over and says, snakes, why did it have to be snakes? But replaced with nuns? Dear God, I hadn't even considered nuns.
This is an article about how my parents forced me to go to Catholic school when I was in high school and how upset I was about it. That's what's called the uniform.
I'm suddenly sensing a very big opportunity, right? Because we like to announce new shows here on the George Lucas Talk Show. Right, and we've already announced, of course, the HBO Max reboot of Inconsiderate Cell Phone Man, directed by Academy Award nominee Bennett Miller. But Amy, it would be only fair if we announced the show for you as well. And I don't know if you know this, but the company Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment recently bought Crackle, what used to be Sony's streaming service, now is owned by Chicken Soup. Can we reboot Uniform as a limited event series?
I would absolutely love that. I don't think Catholic schools have been given pure justice in cinema yet. I think there's a lot of room, especially for those of us who weren't even Catholic, who are stuck at a Catholic school. The film that we all admired the most when I was in school was The Craft, because they looked like us and they kind of dressed like us, like plaid skirts, knee socks, white shirts. And I feel like that space is still open for a good uniform reboot. I will say all of the nuns at my school, I'm going to insist that they're redheaded. We have to stay true to that character detail. They were all redheaded Irish. Most of them are related. Love them greatly. Yeah. One of them didn't speak. She only hissed, and she had one big leg and one little leg, and she was the one we're all scared of. She's going to have to be there.
Is she a George creation? This sounds like a George character.
Yeah, she really could have been. Sister Clarita, I miss her. She was wonderful. But you warned every freshman that she was going to make you cry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm sure they'll buy that. That sounds like a great.
Yeah.
Let's make it official. Bennett Miller officially attached to direct uniform for Crackle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm so touched. I appreciate all the brainstorming we've been putting together. I'm gonna have to go in a second because the Lakers are playing in 18 minutes.
That makes sense.
It is very important to me to watch this game.
Yeah. Well, you've been great. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. It's been lovely to be here. Are you guys going to be rooting for my Lakers as I'm gone, or am I going to make some enemies on the way out the door?
Yeah, sure. Whatever you want.
No, absolutely. We'll root for the Lakers. Is that what you want?
I only bet on pod races. I don't really follow NBA.
Yeah.
What about you, Rob? Are you evil like Paul is?
I like the Lakers. I don't really follow basketball that much. Yeah, it's because there's aren't there 700 games in a season? Yeah, I'll watch the final. I'll watch the last week, but I don't watch it all the time. So I'm so sorry. I know you take that personally.
No, it's fine. It means I have more sway to pull you over to the dark side, which is being a Laker fan. So I will take this empty space that has not been filled with another team. Thank you for everybody rooting for the Lakers. Right. In quarantine, my boyfriend and I have gotten 12 Lakers shirts. So we're very into it. All right. This has been so much fun. Thank you, everybody.
Amy.
Goodbye, everybody. Bye, everybody. Have a good evening.
Rob, what was that?
Why is my internet faster when there's just 4 of us?
I don't know. Let's try this.
Probably all using some of your internet.
See, it's totally fast. Watch this. Now
we're gonna slowly
change the ticker for that. Change the ticker for when he does that.
Yeah.
It's too late.
I'm so sorry. This is really humiliating. I don't know why it's been so slow. But it seems like that when more people are on the screen, it slows down. I don't know. I mean,
it seems like it was just Amy at this point.
Right.
It really,
it seems like now this is a stream for boys.
Oh, George. But now at least I can show you my whip in real time, and and also I did feel a little bit. This felt a little threatening in front of Amy to be, but this is the tip of the whip. There's obviously a poking mechanism, a stabbing mechanism there, and then you can see it's made out of this mesh. But
you hold it from the thicker end.
I don't know where you're going with this, but yes, I do hold it.
This is a genuine question. This is a genuine question.
Yeah. I mean, and again, I kind of was sort of half joking when I bought this, and then I hope I hope no one breaks into my house. But the problem is that I've shown it on the internet, and right away, it didn't occur to me, but everyone started making fun of me because of this. So now everyone talks about the sex whip. Where's the sex whip? How do I get a sex whip? And the company that makes this has gotten hours of free promotion and discussion. And
in a way, you're coming full circle because you're not getting paid for this, but they're getting all this free advertising, and we're back in inconsiderate cell phone man territory.
Yeah. Oh wait,
it's a hustle. It's a hustle.
Someone is also bringing up, and this is something you have a story you wanted to tell about George, Rob.
I've been kind of sitting on this, and because I'm worried that this is going to
go viral.
This is not great for you, George, and I'm a fan. I'm a fan, and I like some of your movies. I don't like all of them, but
you seen all of them? Is that why you don't like all of them?
I just heard about it. I haven't seen all of them, no, but I have.
So that's why you don't. That's the reason why you don't.
George,
yes.
George, don't attack Rob. Okay, it's a valid opinion. Watto's only in 2 of the Star Wars movies. He's allowed to not like the other one.
I want to point out how much is in that "I love you" inconsiderate cell phone Mandalorian because just bring it back there because Grogizmo is in the movie.
Oh yes,
Can we zoom in on Grogizmo? Rob, do you know about Grogizmo?
I don't even. I know it's a little guy, but I don't know. I don't know the
this
story.
guy. You know Baby Yoda, aka Grogu.
Yeah, for sure.
Grogizmo is different. Grogizmo this was a fan created character It has the head of Gizmo from Gremlins, the body of Baby Yoda, and a "Make America Gay Again" Trump-style hat.
It's a great character. It's a
No
great.
one knows his story.
Rob, we agree it's a great character, and we were ready to run this character to the bank, and then Warner Media extended a cease and desist. We were no longer able legally to produce Grogizmo t-shirts.
Are you? Is that a true story that you actually got? There were lawyers involved.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
Warner Brothers.
This
I mean,
was the
I'll have
shirt.
to say
That was the shirt.
it doesn't bode well for Inconsiderate Cell Phone Man making it onto HBO Max.
Oh, there he is.
If Warner Brothers didn't want these shirts floating around.
But what's hilarious to me is that, there were obviously a few people that went to law school that one day, how would they have known that they had to deal with that sort of bullshit?
Grogizmo.
Yeah, that's how they're spending their day.
Our assumption is they saw the red hat and they were like, "No, it's done."
Oh,
not in a regular great one, but
yeah. Why not? Why not? Okay, so here's my George Lucas story, and I apologize.
No, we'll see. It might turn out to be a great story for me.
Okay. I was traveling. There's a town in Colorado that I like to go to, and I'm not going to be very specific because I don't want to bust you. But I was in a ski town in Colorado, and I had rented a Airbnb from a woman, and I went to stay in her house, and she had a basement apartment, and I didn't know her. She was a very nice person. And everyone in town knew this person. She was sort of, it was a very small little ski town. And there was some talk that you had a relationship with this woman. And I heard that from friends of mine in this little ski town. And I thought, oh, I doubt that's true. And then one night she had me come up into her from the basement apartment up into the main house. And her house was covered in merch from your. So it seemed that either she was a huge fan and had just tons and tons and tons of merch, or maybe you were in a relationship with her at some point. And I'm not trying to bust you. I'm not trying to spread hot goss, as the chat says.
I've been around the block.
Now I have two questions right off the bat.
Yes.
Was her name Marsha Lucas?
No, it's not. And I can tell you her name. I can tell you her name.
The timeline's wrong.
Second, well, but I'm saying this is post. This would be after.
Yeah.
Second,
also Marsha was never that interested in the merch.
Was her name Linda Rodstadt?
No.
Okay.
No, it was not. No.
Okay.
I can tell you what she did for a profession.
All right.
Okay.
Do you want to type her name into the private
type it
chat?
into the private chat. Let's type this into the private chat because
Okay.
I have a lot of attorneys.
Okay. Wait, what? I don't know what that means. What I don't want is I don't
$1 billion
want.
lawsuit.
We're not going to say her name. The name will not be out there.
But what I don't want from George is some sort of $1 billion lawsuit where. So let me think how to handle this. If I put it in the private chat, it's just between us, right?
Yeah, unless we say it out loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In which case, you may be, if you play this wrong, Rob, I'll say this. You may be using that whip pretty sooner than you think.
I don't know what that means, George.
I don't know what that means.
I'm going to send people to break into your house.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I feel like it's hard to pronounce her name, but
type it phonetically, just enough.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Unexpected.
Wow.
Unexpected.
It's not what you think though. That's
not someone we know though. We'll just say that for all inquisitive minds.
Yeah. No one would know this woman.
Yeah.
Well, wait a second. Speak for yourself, boys. We, Rob and Patrick Watto, would not know this person. George might know her in a biblical sense.
The more you add, the more fascinating this story gets.
Yeah. Yeah.
George remembers.
100%. 100%.
Now-
100%.
Wow.
do we?
Rob, 100%. Yes.
Oh no.
100% yes. 100% yes. 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 Yes.
I'm typing a lot here. I'm typing a lot.
I'll tell you. I'll give you a clue. All right. That's all I'll say about
And I'm also here. I'm going to tell you the town.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me say this, and this is just for us. Just
this is kind of boring. This might be boring to your viewers. We're being so cryptic.
Honestly,
viewers,
Rob,
can leave.
Hang on, George, hang on. Do you remember when George said the more content you do, the less every minute counts?
Yeah.
We're going on hour like 325 of since May. So like if it's boring, they'll be fine in about 10 minutes.
Okay, here's the thing. Everyone watching the show, I need all the viewers to leave for a second.
Yeah, guys, go to sleep, leave, whatever you do.
Don't pay attention to this part. All right, but now just for the boys now, okay?
There's I gotta say, there's a lot of stuff just for boys on this show.
George Lucas.
J4B.
Wait, Watto is eating soup.
Chicken soup for the soul.
Rob, I've been eating little baby carrots this whole time. You don't.
I've seen it. I thought they were. I didn't know what it was.
All right. Here's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, and the whole chat is sleeping now, so we don't have to worry. They won't spread anything. They're all asleep. They're going hung true.
I'm going to give clues that'll verify the truth of this. Okay.
Okay. They're all asleep. I'm looking at the chat. There's so many Z's. That's really cute.
That's the sleep.
All right. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Episode 1, episode 2, not episode 3. Episode 4, not episode 5. Episode 6. You get me?
Yeah, I got you.
You get me? Rob, do you understand what I'm saying here?
Yes, I'll even say 7, 8, 9, and maybe even another one.
Yeah, both Ewok movies. But not episode 3.
Oh, maybe we're on
episode 5.
Maybe we're on a different thing then. I don't know what you're talking about.
Wada, do you understand my code here? Episode 1, episode 2, not episode 3.
Because Watto's not in that.
Yeah. Episode 4, not episode 5. Episode 6.
I am thoroughly confused.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out later.
Also, a guest, a friend of the show, a friend of the stage version of the show.
Oh, God. George, move on from this bit.
What do you mean? You don't want me to talk in code? Everyone's asleep. It doesn't matter.
I guess.
They're all asleep.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. So no one in the – I'm looking to see here. No one in the chat has cracked the code.
Yeah.
Which means it's code because this is a sharp crowd.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rob,
what show have you not been on that you either want to be on or wanted to be on?
Before we move on, I just want to say
move on.
I want to say one thing before we move on. George is a gentleman, right? He does not want to betray the confidence that he shares with another person in private. I understand he has to be cagey on this subject. I'm not going to repeat any of what you typed, Rob, but you provided us with the name of this person, their occupation, and where they live. And from those 3 details, I am 1,000% convinced this is real.
Oh, I think I have her phone number. I mean, we could call her. We could call her on the show right now if we really wanted to.
Rob, it's a very dangerous thing to give Watto a phone number on these shows.
Wow.
What if we called her? What if we called her and we said, "Hi, we're from the George Lucas Talk Show." Before you hang up, do you want to guest? Why don't we just try to book her as a guest?
Rob, if you want to do it, ball's in your court. Let her know she is on the air, but it is up to you.
Rob, you also need to know that George is happily married now.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Yes. These
those
are
were his
points.
swinging bachelor days.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how long he's been married. Yeah, for sure. I don't know.
This is recent. This is fairly recent. The marriage.
Is he single now? Is George?
No,
sorry,
he's married.
You're married. Yeah. Okay. And how long have you been married, George?
Years.
Not that long though, George.
2013. 2013.
Look, man, I'll say this. I'm not trying to bust you at all. Marriage is hard. I'm married. It's it's hard. But I wouldn't mind a part in a great part in a George Lucas movie.
All right. Well, no, I don't do that anymore, Rob.
Okay, great.
But here's what I can. Here's what I can.
You just fucked up.
No. I'm gonna give you something
You
better.
fucked up.
I'm gonna give you something better, Rob. You've done movies before. You've done movies, right?
Yeah.
Have you done movies, Rob? It's an easy question.
I've done like yes, a handful of movies. Yes.
All right. So you've done that. You don't need.
There you are. There you are. SNL 40.
Yes. Married since 2013.
Yeah.
My name is George. I love my wife. I like sex.
Oh, no, George.
Rob, I don't make movies anymore. Are you frozen, Rob?
No, I'm looking at my phone and I just realized that I have this woman's phone number in my phone because I rented her house. And if I don't like what the offer is,
okay.
Yeah, exactly. Because
there's
no reason for me.
This is a straight offer. This is a straight offer. You don't have to read for this.
Okay, great.
And it's not quite what you've done before. I am opening a museum in your town, Rob. The Lucas Museum of Narrative Art. Do you know about this?
No, this sounds boring. I feel like if I don't,
Rob,
I might even ask for a cut. I might want a cut of the merch. I want a cut.
How would you like to be a docent, Rob?
I don't even know what that would entail.
It's a tour guide at a museum.
No, forget it.
A docent. No. Let's get fan art of Rob as a docent at the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art. Oh my, Rob, are you really an inconsiderate cell phone man? Are you not the actor that we?
I'm muting George.
Hi, this is Rob Huebel. I'm not sure that you would remember me. I rented a house of yours in Colorado a few years ago when I was on vacation. If you could please call me back, I'd like to ask you a question about a mutual friend of ours named George Lucas. Thank you. Goodbye. Okay, so that's how it goes.
Patrick, you muted my mic. What is the name of the show? What is the name of the show?
George, I had to mute you.
Patrick, mute yourself for a second. Patrick, you know what the name of this show is. I was in the middle of offering Rob a job as a docent.
I'm not going to be a tour guide.
No, a docent. A docent. Think about it. This is a word you just learned, Rob. Let me ask you this. What do you think? What do you think about the idea of dressing up as a little man that we like to call Norman Rockwell?
Oh,
that could be your face in the mirror. Let's get Rob's face in that mirror. Hold on. How can I do this? Oh God, this is hard. I gotta get Rob's face in the mirr. Get Rob's face. Make Rob full screen. No. Why
don't I? Here, hang on.
I got Patrick's face in the mirror. Damn it. All right, hold on. This is Norman Rockwell. Oh, this is so much harder than it should be.
I think I can save you some time. I can save you a lot of time. Oh, there it is.
Look, there it is. Look at you.
I can save you some time. I
don't need a time save.
I believe what I have. I believe I've hit a nerve here that could be very valuable to me financially. And what I'm offering you is a chance to save your marriage, a chance to save your family.
I am offering you the chance to.
Excuse me. I'm speaking. Excuse me. I'm speaking.
You want me to mute him, Rob?
No. I'm just taking it.
Mute yourself, Patrick. Mute yourself.
I'm quoting the great Kamala Harris. Excuse me. I'm speaking. What I have, evidently, I didn't know it. I thought I had perhaps a rumor or some hot goss, as the chat says. I seem to have legit information about some indiscretions of yours that could be very valuable. So what I would like from you, and I can put it in the chat if you want me to put it in the chat. I would like a cut of the merch, and I would like my own talk show in this universe, under the banner.
Whoa.
So,
Whoa.
You think about that.
Yeah.
Can we, like Shark Tank, can we step into the hallway? Do you mind if we take a moment to discuss this amongst ourselves?
Yes, absolutely, Watto.
Okay, hang on.
Okay.
Yep. Just stay right here, Rob.
All right.
You
We
can't
can
hear
get him a
him.
Planet Scum show easily. All right. We can get Rob
Right.
a Planet
Plan
Scum
comes
show.
easy. And
Easy.
also here's let's say this, okay? Let's say that we're willing to offer him 75% of the merch. But the part we say quietly is that we're offering him 75% of Grogizmo merch.
Okay.
And we also don't tell him we are offering him full legal responsibility for the production of any Grogizmo merch.
Mm-hmm.
So
Let's up it. Let's make it 100%. He gets 100% of the merch.
Yeah.
But let's say this: 100% no notes, free reign on a talk show. He can have any week he wants.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it has to be the George Lucas Talk Show presents
the Rob Huebel talk show.
Yeah.
Deal. Done. Okay, here we go. I'll bring him back in. Hang on.
All right, Rob.
Rob, we think we got some great news.
Sorry, guys. I was just using my jaw exerciser.
Oh, that's great. Jaws are shot.
It's a yes on the talk show on Planet Scum, so it's in this universe.
Yep.
Right.
Also, we're throwing in 100% of the legal rights to Grogizmo.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What do you mean legal rights?
You know the law, right, Rob?
I mean, a little bit. I'm not a lawyer. Am I on the hook for any sort of potential lawsuits related to?
That's
you have the merch rights. You have 100% of the merch rights.
Every right.
Yeah, you have every right, Rob.
Wait, look, hang on. Watto, can you show him an example of what a merch right would look like? What would come out of those merch rights?
What's the name of the character? Grogizmo?
Grogizmo.
Right. You could do this. You could make a Grogizmo cup. You could do a little wind up Grogizmo.
Can you take everybody out but me? I need to have a powwow with my baby.
Yeah, sure. Hang on, Watto. Isn't there one more you can show, Rob?
The letters are falling off on the hat.
What does it say on the hat? Make America gay again? I don't think you can say that. Okay. I mean, this is a big deal. Obviously, I mean, first of all, you're a baby. You may not even get this, what's happening here, but this is big for us. These motherfuckers have dirt on one of the biggest fucking players in Hollywood. And I think I can use this to our benefit so that I can buy you all the shit that you need. You know, laptops, high-speed internet, the kind of bullshit that I never had when I was growing up. I feel like I should take this. All right, go back to sleep. Okay, bring me back in.
You go into his house and you
Wait a second. You go into my house and you do what?
Nothing. You'll find out, Rob.
No. I
want to offer you.
I want to find out.
No.
Come to my house.
Listen to me.
Come to my house.
In addition to all of this, I won't be there. You'll see who it is. In addition to this, when my museum opens, I am offering you a docent position where you dress up as...
Okay, wait a second. Take Rob off the stream. George, you gotta drop this docent shit. Every time you say the word docent, he gets angrier.
I wanted to dress up as Norman Rockwell and walk around the museum.
It's an insult. He gets insulted. We're so close to sealing a deal. Don't bring up the docent thing.
I promise I won't bring it up again after this next part.
Okay, here we go. Let me bring him back in.
Rob, I want you to dress up like Norman Rockwell. I want you to walk around. Wait, where's Rob?
That's the baby.
Baby, where's Rob?
Haha, I tricked you. That was my son.
It's tricky.
You fucking idiots.
What? Rob, I want you to dress up like Norman Rockwell. You can tell people stories about your paintings. You can talk about what it was like to move from the Saturday Evening Post to Look magazine and how you did it because of your politics, because you wanted to be able to express more progressive political views than the Saturday Evening Post was willing to let you do?
Let me explain something to you. Let me explain to you the situation that you're in. I have already left a voicemail with this woman. At any minute, she could call me back. I have no interest in being a docent. I just learned the word.
But none of the other docents are getting the permission to dress up like Norman Rockwell and stroll about the museum introducing yourself.
I don't even understand your connection. What connection does Norman Rockwell have to the George Lucas universe? I don't.
Telling stories.
Oh,
Norman
God.
Rockwell, from the collections of George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. Rob, you walked right into a trap.
I'm sorry, Rob.
I
was trying to save you, buddy.
Norman Rockwell paintings in the world, Rob. In the world. I got all the Normie Rockwells.
Rob, I was really trying to look out for you on this deal, but you have no idea the buzzsaw you just walked into.
I'm sorry. I had no idea that I was being set up for this.
You didn't. I wasn't even going to bring this up. I was just going to give you a straight offer, no audition, offer to play Norman Rockwell.
I have no interest in playing Norman Rockwell every day at a museum.
Not every day. You can do it one day a year.
That's of no interest to me. Of no interest. What I want and what I am worth, what this information is worth, apparently, is because you came straight out of it. As soon as I made this threat, right away you offered me something. So I know that I've got something valuable here.
That's why I offered you.
I'm not.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it. The promise was that I wouldn't say it. I didn't say
the
it.
Offer. The offer is 100% of Grogizmo merchandise and a Planet Scum show that will be it'll be a That's Just So Funny production.
Yeah.
It will be branded in the George Lucas talk show universe. We should clarify, this does not mean that you have rights to glue merchandise or baby box of glue merchandise.
Yeah, those are
Also,
Jersey Dave, get in here. We need to clarify this. This is glue. That's Grogizmo, right? That's Grogizmo.
Yeah.
You will have the rights to Grogizmo. This is glue. You do not have the rights to glue. Glue is the opposite of Grogizmo.
And the Warner Brothers lawyers, as far as we know, they have no idea that it even exists. They are that guy who went to law school and passed the bar, presumably for California. That guy, he knows Grogizmo, but he has no idea, and we are under no obligation because there's no pending litigation, so we don't have to present discovery to them. We don't have to let them know that glue exists.
No. I've never even heard of baby box of glue.
Patrick, can you take out Grogizmo? Oh, thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Baby box of glue.
Wow. Okay, look, here's the reality of the situation. It's out of our hands. I've already left this voicemail for this woman. So now when she calls back, you tell me, George, you tell me what to say. You tell me how to dig out this hole.
I'll say two things. I get what you're playing hardball, so I'm going to make your dream come true. All right. I will make a Star Wars film with you. Okay. Now I don't have the rights to make Star Wars. Disney owns Star Wars now. Okay.
I don't buy that you can't fucking call Disney right now.
You think I don't call them every fucking day, Rob, and beg them to let me make a Star Wars?
Please send me all of that. Please.
I will add it to tomorrow's President's Day phone call to Disney where I fucking beg them to let me make a Star Wars. They're letting me consult on season 3 of Mando. Here's what I'm going to make. What's the opposite of star?
I mean, bigger than a star. Is that what you're? Is that? I'm assuming
the opposite of star.
The opposite.
It's like a grain of dirt, right? If a star is one thing in the sky, it's like a grain on the ground.
Yeah, like a tiny little electron.
Are we in agreement that dirt is the opposite of star?
Sure.
I mean, no, I don't scientifically know, but
I need an agreement.
Hang on, George. I'm going to take Unamato out really quick. Rob, this is your chance. Say whatever you want can be the opposite of star, and he'll make that the thing. So whatever you want this movie to be, just tell him that's the opposite of Star, and that's what he'll make it. Because he's trying to do the opposite of Star Wars.
Okay.
Hey guys.
Hey, I mean, off the top of my head, I think the opposite of Star is jizz.
No, jizz is a style of music that isn't jazz.
Yeah, that's canon in the Star Wars universe. Disney already owns jizz. You can't claim jizz. It's a Disney property.
We're gonna go with
Disney owns jizz.
Patrick, do you want to bring up the screen? Bring up the Wikipedia entry. Disney owns jizz.
I don't know how that's possible. What?
Rob, you know those guys who are playing music in the Cantina bar?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Their musical genre is canonically called jizz.
This was first mentioned in the Return of the Jedi Junior novelization.
Yes. Watto, you're gonna get us pulled. I'm muting you.
Now here's the thing. Okay, so do you want to go with dirt? We can't go with jizz.
Dirt. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Okay. Dirt. Just for the sake of argument.
Okay. Dirt piece. All right. We're gonna make a dirt piece. But can we agree? Will you take this compliment? That I hope you'll take this as a compliment, Rob. Would you agree that you're kind of a silver fox?
I mean, not necessarily. I do have gray hair, if that's what you mean. Yes, of course.
And you're attractive. People think you're an attractive
handsome man. You're a very handsome man.
Silver fox, right?
Rob, you're a very handsome man.
All right. There is. I didn't create these, but they are canon. There are silver foxes in Star Wars now.
Sure.
Okay, but again, that's a CGI.
Let's get some fan art of Dirt Piece. The Adventures of the Silver Fox, and let's get Rob's face on one of those Vulptexes or whatever they're called.
George, this is a CGI character. What I'm looking for. Why don't you just put me in Mandalorian? Can you call Favreau? What is your connection to me?
I can call Favreau. He likes me. Well, let me ask you this, Rob. How much?
No, I do not want my talk show to be called Do Not Jerk Off to This Happy Valentine's Day from the George Lucas talk show.
Look, that's not the name of the show. You call it whatever you want. This is just a Valentine's Day card. And I don't understand why you're upset, because it's repeating your exact message. This is conveying exactly what you want the public to know. Can
you please make that full screen so I can take a look at it? Because the face, that's Crispin Glover. That's not me, right? I mean, is that what I look like?
I mean,
maybe a little.
Sort of like within the Simpsons style book of this style of drawing.
Yeah, it's not that far off. Okay.
No, I'd say the neck feels pretty accurate.
Can I see the balls? Can you just go down? Okay. Shaved stack, wrinkly.
Ooh,
man.
Yeah.
All right, George. Why don't we just?
First of all, you're saying you want to be in a George Lucas movie, and then the next thing you say is no CGI. This is 2020.
No, I'm saying no. There can be CGI.
If you make a Georgie, it's gonna have some CGI. You're gonna be, and it makes it easier. You can do it from right there. You're using a digital effects even for this.
I'm not opposed to CGI. I'm saying that I don't want all of myself to be CGI. I want people to see.
They're going to see you. They're going to believe me. This is where the money is made, Rob. Okay.
All right. Okay. Now we're talking the same language, I think. But
let
me ask this, because Watto kind of threw me off. I thought that was the name of the talk show that you were pitching, and I got to be honest with you guys. Before you guys took me out. But you didn't realize, you guys are so stupid, you didn't realize that I could hear you.
What?
And I heard you say that the name of my talk show would be the George Lucas Talk Show presents the Rob Huebel Talk Show.
Or whatever you want.
That to me is a non-starter, guys. Okay.
Hang on. What do you want it to be called?
What do you want it to be called, Rob?
I mean, off the top of my head, I don't know.
That's a long title, but okay, the George Lucas Talk Show presents. Off the top of my head, I don't know. With Rob Huebel, it's longer than what we pitched. It's clunkier, but I love it.
We're ready.
All right, let's get the fan art going. The George Lucas Talk Show presents, off the top of my head, I don't know, with Rob Huebel.
I don't know, man. This is
And
there's so much going on here.
George Lucas Talk Show.
There's so much going on here,
so
and I am starting to feel like I have like somehow come into a huge opportunity, and I don't want to blow it. Yeah. And so here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to say yes right now to any of these. Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you that I do not want to be a docent at the museum. I 100% not doing that.
Rob, I swear to God, I will send Chevy Chase to your house and he will slap the shit out of you.
Don't you do it. It's happened to me
he'll
before.
Do it. You know he'll do it. You know he'll do it.
People that may not know what you're talking about, I have been slapped in the face by Chevy Chase in real life, all bits aside. Yeah. Now, that was at the UCB Theater in New York. Now, let me tell you this.
Yeah.
And then I do need to go pretty soon because it's Valentine's Day, and I probably blown it with my wife.
Oh no! Tell her you have a new talk show.
Yeah.
I am going to tell her the good news that I have a new talk show. We don't have a name for it yet. Watto and I can talk about that offline because I feel like Watto's got some good ideas for the name of the talk show.
I also want to be clear. This has to happen now.
It has to happen now.
Yeah.
Also, Rob, make sure your wife knows that you have 100% merchandise rights to Grogizmo. I think she'll be very excited to hear that and need no further explanation.
I'm not sure my wife knows. I 100% know she does not know what Grogizmo is. She doesn't know. She doesn't watch this show.
Women know a lot more than you think they know.
I'm not trying to say. I'm not trying to say. No, don't turn it on me and say that I don't like girls or that this is the girls wouldn't, I'm not trying to say that. I'm saying that my wife has better things to do than to watch this show. What is that?
Oh, no.
It's a girl, Rob. It's a girl.
I know it's a girl.
Yeah.
She's got the butter.
Butter Girl by Norman Rockwell, the sequel to Butter Boy. And if you look on Twitter, someone has already done fan art putting you into Butter Boy by Norman Rockwell.
Oh my God.
You seem confused, Rob.
I'm not. Well, yeah, the plate threw me off, but
the image was too small. You were confused because the image was too small.
Here's what I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
I'd like I have to have all of these things.
Yeah.
I need to go.
Yeah.
What I'd like to ask is that I can, even though clearly there is a legal situation between George and I, I'd like to be invited back on the show to resolve this situation.
Or I will invite me onto your new talk show. I'll come on anytime you want.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. But we also have not decided where in the film world.
You will come back. We'll figure out what your new talk show is going to be, and then we'll go from there.
Now, is there room here? I mean, does it have to be main show? Could it be after show? Could it be after dark?
No, we'll figure it out.
No. We're going to figure this out right now. I want to come on in the main show. Let me tell you something, guys. Okay. What I have here, I have information that could destroy the man who employs you. Okay. So you decide. Is that worth coming on in the main show, or is it not worth
Rob,
coming on?
I feel like you're making a value judgment that perhaps does not correlate to reality. Some people think that after show is better. After show is where things get a little saucy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry.
And I was also giving you the after show because then you could have dinner with your family and then come on a little bit later.
Right.
I don't think I'm going to be able to come back on tonight. I don't know how late.
No, we're talking about that.
Okay.
Dinner.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. And After Dark is a very different show. We wear sunglasses.
Oh, cool. I want to say this. I sincerely am embarrassed that I was frozen for 90% of this show. But I also have been watching the number of baby carrots that George has been eating, which is clearly a nervous thing he does when he knows that he's fucked. He's completely 100% fucked, and I am now in control of this empire, if you will. So you do whatever you want with that information, you know?
Okay.
So that's where I'm coming from.
All right. Well, we'll see you soon then, I guess.
Yeah, and I had a great time. That's it. Okay, I'm out. Pull me out. Just kill me.
Bye, Rob.
Kill me.
That's what he's going to look up in his front hallway. That's what he's going to be seeing.
George, I have never, ever seen you be that openly antagonistic to a guest. As if the insult of the docent offer wasn't enough.
Yeah.
A person who acts as a guide, typically on a voluntary basis.
George, shut up.
Hey, how are you? I'm doing great. Thank you. I don't know if you remember me. I rented your house. Yeah, I was in the basement. That's right. Oh, hi. So yeah, I was calling to yeah, no, it was a couple years ago. So what I was calling about, I'm sorry, I'll just get right to it because I don't have a lot of time. Well, no, we're all busy. It's just I just got a new job offer as a docent, so I do need to. What I was calling to inquire about a mutual friend of ours, George Lucas, who I believe you know. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. This is all interesting information. Well, yes, I will. Yes, I will. And I will tell him that. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Well. You know what? You can do that, bro. You just signed your own death warrant, Lucas.
You just signed your own slap warrant.
Fucking, I'm out. I'm out of here.
George, where the fuck is this animosity coming from?
I thought we were just doing a bit. Also, here was the code. Episode 1, episode 2.
Yeah, not
episode 3, episode 4, not episode 5, and episode 6. What do they all have in common?
1, 2, 5.
No, 1, 2, 4, and 6.
1, 2, 4, 6. You
What's
wanted her for sex. 1, 2, 4, 6.
No, but that's close. No, what is the key about those movies that's different?
One.
Oh, I wish it had been that. 1, 2, 4, 6.
Are those the only ones? I don't know.
About what happens in the story in those movies compared to what's different about 3 and 5? What do they not have?
They don't have Watto?
No.
1, 2, 4, and 6. Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones.
What's distinctive about Empire compared to the original?
You didn't direct it.
No, but what's distinctive about the story?
It's
sad.
Oh, yeah, the chat's already got it.
Happy ending. Oh, George, we got to wrap this up.
No, I love doing this show.
No, we got to wrap this up.
All right. I want to thank. It's been so good hosting this show again. It's a dream. I love hosting this show. I want to thank Rob Huebel, Amy Nicholson, of course, Watto, Patrick, and this amazing cast. Thank you, Bryson. Thank you, Jersey Dave. Thank you, Grogizmo, Star Wars Bear.
Baby box of goo.
Baby box of goo. Baby box of goo. Thank you. Good night.
Is this music just a slowed down jazzy version of Happy Birthday to you?
I think. Hold on. Let's hug characters. Oh, and Patrick?
Yeah, George.
Thanks.